he would do something that would lead to his eternal shame. And he would dishonor himself. That is my greatest fear. Because I've already been given another chance. And I will make it. I will not sit down in the middle of the race. I will finish the race, and I challenge you to do the same. I know it's really hard to say, okay, so what do I do? So what do I do? So what do I do? You know what you do? Fail. The way I did it. Fail. Fail miserably. Be horribly, horribly miserable. Be so wretched that you can't even look at yourself in the mirror. Just be so awful that you got no place to go but death or redemption. It's just that easy. I suppose you could just take my word for it, but some are stubborn. That's why I don't believe in handouts. I believe in handouts. Because if hands would have grabbed me, if they would have grabbed me and come from behind and held me up, I'd be like this, and I'd still be wretched. But nobody did. And so I made it to this point. Can I tell you something? Don't ever, ever, even consider ever praying for humility. God could be doing a billion things, and he's like, hang on, somebody just asked for humility. He hands out every time. But humility is what we need. Because when I was down on the floor, in the fetal position of an apartment I could barely afford 10 years ago. I paid $695 a month for an apartment. You remember that awful olive green shag carpeting? I call this building the United Nations building because I was the only one that spoke English that lived there. It was awful. And I remember it was Christmas, and I was down on the floor, and I was just miserable. And the carpet smelled like eggs or something, I don't know. And I thought, live or die, man. Live or die. If somebody would have stopped me and held me up, I wouldn't have been able to try to figure out what the hell put me on the floor. I wouldn't have been able to piece it all together. I wouldn't have had the motivation to figure out what is it that's wrong with my life. I wouldn't have had the motivation to say, you know what, this is not where I belong. I'm better than this. I can do this. I want to live. I want to be a productive member of society. I want to be happy. And I can get myself back up and brush myself off and stand here and square my shoulders and say, come on, the water's great. That is my right. And then my responsibility kicks in. My right to fail. And then my responsibility to choose. There is nothing in life that isn't a choice. Standing on the sidelines is a choice. You think God would let somebody else do it. It's a choice. It's not just going to go away. Ask yourself this question. Do you believe that our rights come from God?
Yes.
Do you believe our founders were divinely inspired? Be careful what you clap for, because now comes the responsibility. It is our duty and our honor to now turn that into action. If you believe that God gave us our rights, God says, I don't know if you've noticed this, he's kind of a long-term thinker. I don't think he gives a flying crap about the day-to-day stuff. That's us. You know, somebody said, you know, Glenn, he promises protection. He's more of a soul kind of guy. He'll promise me, idiot, I sound like, I thought he promised me. Because my body changed. I'm with him. He's like, yeah, I told you we'd be dead. We kind of have, it's almost like me and the progressives. We have kind of a language problem. He's a long-term thinker. These rights are not just given to you for no reason. They're given to you so you can fail and find Him. You can fail and find happiness. That's why you have these rights. To live and be the person you are and were meant to be, not to be the person you've allowed yourself to become. When you got up, when you were a kid and you were 7, did you say, man, I just want to stand on the sidelines my whole life? Yeah, you know, if I could just be mediocre, I'd be happy. If I could just kind of be honest about things, no. My son, and I'll bet you every son of ours is like this. My son wants to be a knight. We went to Disney World last week, and the princesses came up, and where you see that one in the different park, and Cinderella, he met Cinderella, and she said, "Oh, and are you a prince?" And he said, "Well, I'm a knight." He's 5. I'll protect you. Right before I got on the plane, he told me, he said, "Dad, you know what I want to be when I get older?" I said, "A knight." He said, "No, Dad. Ask me what I want to be when I get older." I said, "Rafi, what do you want to be when you get older?" He said, "Taller." Besides taller, most of us, if we were boys, we wanted to be a firefighter. We wanted to be a cop. We wanted to be a soldier. We wanted to be a hero. Because that's who we're born to be. All of us. We are born to be heroes. Here's your chance, gang. Are you going to live who you were born to be, or are you going to stand on the sidelines, which no one ever had that as a grand design for you? You didn't even have that. Are you going to be a hero? And a hero, a real hero, any hero, will tell you, you don't ever want